Hi everyone. Sorry there hasn't been any updates in a while. I think it's been around 6 weeks since my last video. Yeah, I just had some family issues to take care of. My dad's been in the hospital since before Christmas, and he just got released this week. So yeah, so I've been at the hospital every day and just haven't had time to actually like edit any videos. Um, but the video that I'm going to show you today, I filmed back before Christmas. It's the first level of my Ninjago City, the counterpart to Ninjago City, my version of it. Anyway, yeah, I had filmed all the little components before, I just never had time to edit it all together and make it into one final thing. So I'll have that video edited up. I'll edit that video into this commentary and post that. Since the filming of that video, I've worked on the second floor of this Ninjago City, and I really like that. I haven't filmed any of it yet, so yeah, I'll try to get to that this weekend or early next week and get another video up shortly. Thanks for watching. So when I set out to start this project, I wanted to make it look like it fit exactly with the official Ninjago City build. I don't know, that build just looked like they took a whole bunch of random parts that they had left over from other stuff, put it together and made it look amazing. I basically wanted to have that same feeling, so I set myself a criteria where I wouldn't bricklink any pieces that I needed for this build. I was only going to use pieces that I had from my random bulk collection and different bricklink orders that I made in the past that I just had leftovers from. So nothing here is going to be bricklinked if I don't have the part. I'm going to try to find substitutions or try to find something else that will work in its place. And that's the one criteria that I'm setting for myself with this build. And so far I've made it. I haven't bricklinked anything and nothing looks like that it needs to be bricklinked. So now let me take you through this build. We keep the same walk path across going down. The regular Ninjago set has it all as light bluish gray. I'm mixing in some dark bluish gray and some leveling just to give it some different texture. Yeah, didn't really have enough light bluish gray because a lot of it went into my aquarium, so I didn't have that many bricks or tile or plate to make this thing look straight going across. So I figured I'd break it up a little bit and use a bunch of dark bluish gray and other colors. I started using a bunch of these, what are they called? Wedge pieces, wedge plates, and I think they give it a nice effect. Like over here, you'll see like it's a broken step, and I really like the way that effect looks. And I do a lot of that work on this section over here. It looks like the changing color of the concrete. I really like the way that piece came out. Over here, my bridge, I'm jumping around, but since I'm showing you the pathway, this bridge is all black. I don't know if I'm a fan of it. Originally, I was going for it to be a change of color, just to indicate that it was like a different type of bridge. It wasn't a stone bridge. But I don't really like the way it looks, so I might change this all back into light bluish gray or dark bluish gray, just to make it look like it's a solid stone bridge. Or if I don't do that, I'll have to change this arch to a different color. I don't know. But right now, this black seems off, so that'll have to change. Back to the front here. So the regular Ninjago City has these two supports, one support there, one support there, holding up the second floor. I was gonna do that, put a second support right over here, but then I thought it looked way too cluttered versus this support right here. So just putting the one support at the end for when the second floor goes across, and then I feel like it just looks better rather than having two so close to one another. While we're talking about these pillars, I went through 5 or 6 different iterations on this pillar. I'm not even too happy with this one, but this one feels like at least it's somewhat ornate. Originally, I had a super long 2x2 round pillar piece. I think it was for a boat mast. I'm not sure because it was tan, so I don't know where it actually came from. But I had that originally standing here without all this ornate detail, and it just looked too plain. I considered putting stickers on it. I cut stickers out and like just taped it on there to see what it would look like. Didn't look good at all, so I ended up scrapping that idea. Then I went with this thing. I don't know. I had a few other ideas. I was using just square pieces or just brick pieces. 2x2 brick squares going up. It didn't look good. Then I had a bunch of transclear tiles, so it was going to be like a glass pillar going up. Didn't like the way that looked either. So yeah, I finally came up with this after like the 5th or 6th iteration. It looks more masonry type, even though it's this light tan color, which I'm not the biggest fan of. That's why I'm hesitant to keep it. But for now, I think it works. Yeah, if I had this, I don't even know what this piece is called. This round 2x2 with the spikes on all 4 sides. I might, in a different color, I might be happier. But with this brown and then versus this tan, I kind of don't like the way it looks. But again, my challenge is I'm only using pieces I have, not buying anything new. So yeah, for what I have, I like the way that looks. So this lovely flame thing is supposed to represent gases coming out of the ground and them burning it off rather than having it risk it exploding somewhere. I have a sticker from a different set. I have no idea what the set is, but it says caution flammable gas. I think it's from one of the Power Miner sets. I've been trying to figure out how to get that, like, get a sign to stick it on here, but that's going to be a goal of mine, to find the panel piece or something so that I can have that sticker go there saying warning. So back to this side view. Here I have a small bridge that's supposed to look like it's worn down and damaged. Compared that to the official build bridge, which looks like it's very nicely manicured and whatnot. I wanted to say that this section was recently redone, and that's why there's an elevator on this in the official set, where my part of town is much older, so it's using the original stonework foundation to build up a staircase to the second floor. So here's the back side. You'll notice how this juts out a lot. I considered bringing out the similar pattern all the way out to here. Just was too tight a squeeze, and I didn't like the way that looked. Another thing that I considered back here was I was going to use this space originally to build like a little armory, a little water wheel over here, and that was going to power some sort of weaponsmith or armorer down here. But yeah, the water wheel ended up being way too big and taking up way too much space, both on the actual plate area where I was going to build the weaponsmith, or I don't know, forge or whatever. Yeah, it just ended up taking too much space, and if I had extended this out, then I was going to lose all the water pathway here. So I decided to just chop it off, scrap the idea, and in this area all we have is just a little outlook so that someone could come here, stand and fish if they wanted to, or could just stand and look out at the water in a nice, tranquil, peaceful area. There's two different color blues in this area. I have a dark bluish, a dark blue trans piece here versus the regular light bluish trans, and that's just to indicate some more dark water. I don't know if I had originally thought of an idea where I was going to pull up the big Ninjago boat into this area, like put another plate over here which is dark bluish water, and make it look like that what's it called, the Bounty, I think it's called, the big Ninjago boat was gonna park here. It's just not gonna fit, so I scrapped that idea. I don't know what I'll do here. I made some modification to the official set here, just to make this boardwalk run flush with my boardwalk. I didn't have any of the round pieces needed to make this type of boardwalk pathway type thing, so I just went with plates. And in order to make it transition better, I had to make a few modifications to the official set. But I don't think it looks too bad. So on the official Ninjago set, to get up to the second floor of these two buildings, there's a little ladder built into the wall over here that you climb up, and it takes you to this little balcony where you can access these two doors. I want to keep something similar to that. My balcony is much more, I don't know, it's just much bigger. And then my ladder is in the back here. I don't know if I can get a good angle at it, but my ladder's in the back here. It takes you up to this walkway, and yeah, it's just a much stabler walkway. I didn't like the way that looked so flimsy, so I definitely wanted it changed when I built mine. So I came up with this. This more modern building is a little library, or I don't know, reading room, something to that effect. Bunch of books in this bookshelf along the wall, and then there's two chairs and a little table for them to sit in. I considered tiling out the whole floor with just like tan tiles. I don't know if it would add anything, that's why I haven't. I have the tan tiles to put in there. I just don't know if it's going to add anything if I do tile it all up. So I've left it with studs right now. Going across to this new building, I don't know what I want to put up here. My wife suggested make it into a rabbit cafe, and I kind of like that idea. When we visited Japan, we visited a rabbit cafe. It's exactly like a cat cafe except they're rabbits, and it was fun. So I'm thinking about doing that, putting a bunch of the rabbits in here. I think there's 2 Lego rabbits, maybe 3. I'm not sure. I gotta look it up. I know I have the one from the latest vet. The one that came in the collectible minifig set. I have a bunch of those, so I can put them out running around. And then I think there's at least 1 from the Friends set. There might be 2. So I'll have them in here with a few tables and chairs. There's a little balcony that comes out to the outside. Here's a better view of that ladder that takes you up to the second floor. So inside this building is just a bunch of wine casks. I don't really. There's such a small space in here. Can't really get anything more detailed, like any distillery stuff or anything like that. So we just have the fermenting wine bottles, or just the fermenting wine casks, and this place will be where you go buy wholesale wine and it sells wine to the rest of my city. Yeah, I don't really know, but I like the way the exterior of the building looked, and with this color scheme, I like that. I like the two cherry pictures that I got here, so I feel like it could be a wine store. So this little building over here, since it opens up to the back like this with this arched window, I wanted to make this some sort of store. And we just had the release of the old fishing shop, so that inspired me to make this into like that type of store. It's just selling fishing equipment. So we got fishing rods along the wall, we got some oars, a sextant, grappling hook, some spear guns, some spears, and a whole bunch of other like fishing gear in there. So I feel like that's what that it's just an old fishing store. Originally I was gonna hang little torches over here, but then it felt like the whole area was gonna catch on fire if this is supposed to be an old wood port area, so I decided against that. So I don't really know what I'm gonna put in this area. I put on these two clips right now, but maybe I'll put a fishing rod or something like that just to give it a little decor. So in total, I think I've spent probably 35 hours on designing and building this this ground floor. I think the biggest time I spent was working on this yellow and red building. I went through so many iterations, at least 9 or 10 iterations. At one point I had it as purple, had it as blue. Yeah, and then at some point, originally I didn't have any of this red, I don't know, I consider it like bamboo that's been painted red, but I didn't have that. I don't know, I've rebuilt this building so many times, but yeah, I've had fun building this set. It's made me really think outside the box, especially with the constraint of, okay, you can only use the pieces that you have. You can't go out and buy whatever you need. So it's really made me find uses for parts that I didn't think I was going to use. So there's also a few little small details that I put in everywhere. I have this smiley face brick here. My wife thought that I put it in there by mistake, but no, that's supposed to be like graffiti on the wall. That there's a gang of smiley face people who spray paint the walls. I was gonna put one over here, but then I think it would be way too prominent, so I didn't want to put it there. I put it on the other side. But I think I'm gonna carry that motif through the second story when I get it done, where the smiley face gang is spray painting their logo. So these vines growing up the side of the building here, I really like the way it looks, and I feel like it adds so much to this build. But my only problem is when you take off this top floor, it's like it doesn't lay flat, and I've knocked this piece off so many times. It's just a pain, but it's a small thing that you have to deal with. Over here, this blue dish, it was supposed to represent like an extra fountain shooting out water. I don't think it works the way I had intended to, so I'll probably redo that. I also have to figure out how I'm gonna redo this this bridge area. I wanted it to look like a crumbling bridge, but I don't feel this looks like it's crumbling that much. So I don't know. Gotta really rethink it. And also the back piece. If you look at the official set here, like theirs is so ornate here, with just the balls and the way everything carries into one another. Mine's just a straight piece, yeah, so I have to figure out how I want to meld that together a little bit better. So when doing this this alleyway and stairway, I'm doing everything 3 studs wide, just because I need the space, and doing a 4 wide staircase would just add so much more space, and then there'd be like no space here for the bridge and for this balcony. So it's a 3 wide staircase going up. Each step is a single brick, which is not too bad, so I could have made it steeper, but it takes you up to this second balcony over here. I don't know what I'm gonna do up here, if I'm gonna do anything. I have to figure out what I'm gonna do for the second floor. But that's gonna be a while. So that was my review on my first floor of my Ninjago City MOC. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you all for watching. Coming up next, hopefully next week, or maybe this weekend, if I have time this weekend to actually work on it, I want to get started on the second floor. I already think I know what I want to do. I want to do a second. I'm gonna have a shop here like this, and then I want to build an arcade. Yeah, I want to build an arcade. So there's definitely gonna be an arcade here. Then I don't know what else, but I'm definitely gonna be building an arcade on the second floor. I don't know what I'm going to be building on this like 3rd floor, and then the rooftop. I don't even know how I'm going to do a rooftop like this. I haven't thought that far yet, but I really want to build an arcade, so that's what's going to go on the second floor of this. Well, thank you all for watching. Hope you have a great day. Bye.